Let's move on to the second chapter. In arithmetic, we'll start this profit and loss. See, profit and loss also very important chapter for you as far as all the competitive exams are concerned. In profit and loss, now in this video, the first lesson, I'm going to have all the basics for you so that you will be prepared to go for any type of very advanced level indirect questions in various examinations. Because nowadays in competitive exam, they are not asking questions based on direct formulae or the very basic level questions. So we need to go for advanced level questions, difficulty level 8 or 9. But to go for those questions, it is very mandatory for us to learn the basics. Now, first let us go for the important terminology, the terms they use in profit and loss chapter. The first one they use a very important term is cost price. All right. Then the second one is of course selling price. The third one is profit or profit percentage. Then the fourth one is loss or loss percentage. Then the next one is market price or labeled price or list price. Then the next one is discount. Right. Generally, they use this terminology and all the questions are based on this one only in a very logical way. Now, cost price. What is the cost price? Simple terms, we can say cost price is a price at which a trader purchases a product, or cost price is a price at which a manufacturer manufactures a product. We can take that one as cost price. Now the selling price. Selling price is nothing but at which a trader sells a product to the other party is called the selling price. Then of course profit and profit percentage, loss and loss percentage. And a very simple point here, in any transaction, if selling price is more than that of the cost price, in this transaction obviously we will get a profit. If selling price is less than cost price or cost price is greater than the selling price, in this case always there is a loss. Now, how to calculate profit percentage and a loss percentage? Remember, for the beginners I'm telling you very important point, profit or loss percentage must be calculated on cost price only. Remember, not on the selling price. All right, until and unless they give specifically that calculate the profit on the selling price, because in some advanced questions they give the questions where we need to find out the profit or loss based on the selling price. We discussed that one in the further lectures. But now remember, basically loss or profit percentage must be calculated on cost price only. How to go for this one? Always remember, profit percentage should be calculated in this way. Profit percentage is equal to net profit in one transaction where selling price is more than cost price divided by always the base is cost price. Very important point, right? Into 100. Why is this into 100? Already we have learned in the percentages. To show any fraction in terms of percentage, we need to multiply that one with the 100. And similarly, loss percentage is equal to net loss divided by cost price into 100. In both the cases, this is cost price as the denominator. What do you mean by net profit? Net profit is nothing but in any transaction selling price minus cost price. Okay, divided by cost price into 100, you will get profit percentage. Then loss percentage is net loss. What do you mean by net loss? Cost price minus selling price divided by cost price multiplied by 100 times 100, you will get a loss percentage there. Hope you got the idea, right? These are the basic terms regarding cost price, selling price, profit and profit percentage, loss and loss percentage. Now this one, market price or list price or labeled price. See, market price or list price or labeled price can be defined in this way. For example, a trader purchases a product or an article or something, whatever it may be. He purchased that one with some cost price, right? After purchasing that one, he intends to get some profit. So he adds some profit for that, right? Before fixing up the selling price, he adds some profit to that one and he labels that one on the product or marks that one, labeled one, lists that one. This is called cost price plus the intended profit initially, right, should be taken as market price or list price or the labeled price. After that, for some reasons, they have to give some discount on that one. Remember friends, always the discount is given on the market price or labeled price or selling price. After the discount market price minus discount, you can get the selling price. Alright, generally, even after allowing some discount on the market price also, the trader fixes the price in such a way that even after allowing some discount on the market price also, generally they will be at a profit only. Even in that case also, cost price is less than that of the selling price, or they fix the selling price in such a way that that is even now in this case after discount also more than the cost price. For that reason, he will get some profit. It does not mean that every time it is profit. Sometimes they have to sell that one for loss also. That depends upon the case. This is the basic thing about market price and discount. Anyway, I'm going to give separate examples for all the terms here. After discussing these terms, we will go further. Step by step, we are going to solve the questions. Now, first, let us take how to calculate a profit or profit percentage, then loss percentage, then these two with some basic level examples. After that, we will move on to some questions there. Right, how to calculate a profit and a loss percentage. Let us go with a small example here. How to calculate profit percentage. Suppose the cost price in a transaction is, let us take 600 rupees. All right. And the selling price in this case is, let us take 750 rupees. Now, what is the profit percentage? All right. Now, simply profit percentage is nothing but net profit divided by cost price into 100. All right. Now here net profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price, that is net profit divided by cost price into 100. Now, so selling price minus cost price, that is 750 minus 600. Now here in this transaction the profit is 150. Now profit percentage 150 upon, always remember that is cost price, into 100. So this is 150, 600 means 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is nothing but 25%. On the similar grounds, you need to calculate the loss percentage also. Calculate the loss percentage also. Now here, the loss percentage, we go in this way. Let us take a cost price, okay, of an article is 400 rupees. Then selling price is say 320 rupees. What is the loss percentage in this transaction? Now, I needless to say, in this case, cost price is more than selling price. In this transaction, obviously there is a loss. Now, the loss percentage, as all of you know now, loss percentage is net loss divided by cost price into 100. All right. So now here net loss is 400 minus 320, that is 80 rupees is the loss. Now finding out the percentage, loss percentage, that is 80 upon, remember, cost price only into 100. All right. So now 80 upon 400 into 100. So clearly I'll get it is 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is nothing but 20% loss. In this case, the loss is 20%. Now let's discuss the market price and the discount concept also. Now you see, for example, we will go with an example. A trader purchases a product, the cost price is let us say 300 rupees, and he wants to mark the product stake 20% above the cost price. All right. Now in this case, the market price will be 20% above the cost price, that is 300 into 120 by 100. All of you know this one. Now the market price is 360 rupees. Means what does it mean? Actual cost price is 300. He wants to label the price, list the price at 360 rupees. For some reasons, he has to give a discount also for many reasons. Probably as the cash discount, or due to the competition, or because of the bargaining of the customer, he has to give some discount. Let us imagine in this way. Cost price is 300. He marked the price, labeled the price 20% above the cost price. Market price is 360. If there is no discount at all, he can sell the product at 360, thereby gaining 20% in this transaction. But for some reasons, if he has to allow a discount of, let us take 10%. Always remember, selling price is equal to market price minus the discount. Remember this one. Market price minus discount. Now, in this transaction, what happens? 360 is the market price. Selling price is equal to market price is 360. All right. Into now 10% has been given as discount on 360. For how much he has to sell? The direct transaction is 360 into 90 by 100. Why this 90 by 100? I am deducting 10% of 360 from 360 with the direct fraction. If you simplify this one, you will get 36 into 9 times. So 36 into 9 times means 30 into 9 times plus 6 into 9 times. 270 plus 54, 324. Now it is 324. Now in this transaction, overall, I can conclude in this way. Cost price is 300. Market price is 360 by keeping 20% over this one, right? Then after that, discount is 10%. Now, net selling price is 324. We have done the problem so far. Then after that, whether there is any profit or loss in this transaction, since cost price is less than that of the selling price, there is a profit in this transaction. Now, net profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Of course, this should be 324 minus 300. You will get a profit of 24 rupees. Now, I want to show this one in terms of percentage. Now, profit percentage in this transaction is net profit upon cost price 300 into that should be 100. Now got the clarity? In this way you need to go for the question. So finally you will get a profit of, simplify this one, 24 rupees upon 300 means you will get 8% profit. Observe students carefully. Now this is the concept of a market price or list price. First the cost price was 300. Market price after taking like 20%, after like intending a profit of 20%, market price has become 360, allowing a discount of 10%. Now simply I got 324 rupees as the selling price after allowing a discount of 10%. Then in this transaction still profit is there 24 upon 300. Since 300 is the cost price, my final profit is 8%. Now let us move on to the other question. Now let's move on to other example here. Now I'm going to take two examples to explain two very important points there. The basic level points, right? First one is the direct example. All of us know, because by this time you must understand that concept here. But the second one I'm going to give you how to define a selling price in terms of the cost price. First, let us start with the first example. Simple way. Suppose they have given cost price. Let us take a cost price as a 600, for example, and there is a profit of 20% in this transaction. Now, what should be the selling price? Easily you can do this one. Selling price in this case is a cost price 600 into I should get 20% profit. Needless to say, profit or loss should be calculated on the cost price only. Now here 600 into 120 by 100. So you will get a selling price as 720 rupees. All right. But what if they give in the other way? Now the cost price is, you take it as, instead of cost price, previously I've taken cost price as 600, right? Now, instead of cost price, I'm taking here in this example, selling price is 600 and the profit is 20%. What should be the cost price in this transaction? All right. Now you see a little change in this one. Previously, cost price was 600, profit is 20%. Always profit should be calculated on cost price. Obviously, I went with this one. Now here again, if you do the same thing as selling price is 600 into 120 by 100 means cost price. Here you need to find out the cost price. If you do in this way, cost price is equal to 600 into 120 by 100. That is going to be wrong. Why is that wrong here? Because the concept is very simple. Here, selling price is 600, profit 20%. What is the implied meaning of this one? On a certain cost price, after getting 20% profit, I got the selling price as 600. They are asking us to find out what is that cost price. Generally, to go for this question, take the cost price as X and go for the question with the pure mathematical way. But in the competitive exams, don't do like this. I'm going to give you very important technique here. Now, since cost selling price is 600, profit is 20%. What is the cost price means? The meaning of this one is on a certain cost price, as I have explained you just now, on a certain cost price, after getting 20% profit, I got a selling price of 600. To know what is that cost price, I'll go in this way. I'm going to define this selling price in terms of the cost price using the percentage. How to define this one? Always remember, cost price should be taken as 100%, because on cost price only everything is going to be calculated. Selling price obviously changes case to case, but cost price is going to be the same. The base should be cost price. For that reason, I'm taking cost price as a 100%. Every time we have to take in this way only. Cost price as 100%. Now, on 100% cost price, after getting 20% over this one, I got a selling price of 600. On 100% cost price, 20% added to that one to get 600. The meaning of this one is while defining selling price in terms of the cost price, I should make one unitary equation like this. 120% of the cost price is equal to 600. Listen to this one carefully, particularly the beginners, right? 120% of the cost price is equal to 600. Why is this 120% of the cost price? 100% is the original plus 20%. 120% of the cost price is 600. Then what is the cost price? 100% is equal to how much is the question. Now here it should be 100 divided by 120 into, of course, 600. I'll get the answer with this one, right? If you simplify this one, you'll get 500 rupees as the cost price in this case. All right. Now, the beginners, you try to find out the difference between this and this. Going to be very, very important, right? In this case, what I've done, I've defined cost price in terms of the selling price. Suppose instead of profit, if they give this one as a loss, how to go for this one? Suppose here selling price is 600, loss percentage is 20%. What should be the cost price? I hope you can do this question. Simply I have to define selling price in terms of the cost price. How to define this one? Since it is the loss on a certain cost price, after incurring 20% loss, I'm ended up with the selling price of 600. How to make an equation, unitary equation here? Simply 80% of the cost price is equal to 600. What is this 80%? This 100% minus 20% of this. You have got this. Now 100% is equal to how much? Now it should be 100 by 80 into 600. You have to go in this way. Suppose it is 30% loss, 70% of the cost price is this much, 100% is how much? Suppose it is 30% profit. In this case, 130% of the cost price is 600, 100% is how much? 50% profit. 150% of the cost price is 600, 100% is how much? Suppose 50% loss. Again, that should be 50% of the cost price is 600, 100% is how much? And so on. Hope you understood this one. This is very, very important concept. That's the reason why I've given you many examples there. Just play this one, play this question again and again if you are not able to understand the concept, because based on this one only, we are going to do many questions in profit and loss chapter. Move on to the next question. Take up this question. This is a very, very good question to understand the basic concept of profit and loss with the help of a shortcut with the unitary method. What is the question here? A person lost 20% by selling the product at 6,400. Then at what price he should sell the product to get a profit of 20%. All right. Think it over. What may be the conventional way of doing this one? If you start this question in a conventional way, first of all, using the selling price and the loss percentage, you can get the cost price here. After getting the cost price, adding 20% of the cost price to the same cost price, I can get the selling price there. Basically, this is the method. First, using selling price and loss, I get the cost price. Now, adding 20% to that one, because I should get a profit, you need to add 20% of the cost price to the cost price to get the selling price. But it is a very, very lengthy way. Why don't we do this question with the one step? Very, very important, you see. With only one step, we can do this one. What is that? Try to understand this question. Now, selling price is 6,400 and the loss percentage is 20. All right. Now, when selling price is 6,400, loss percent is 20%. The general method, just now we have discussed, first we will go for the cost price, right? But now I'm using one-step solution for this, going for one-step solution. What is that one? Selling price is 6,400, loss is 20%. Now first, define the selling price in terms of the cost price while using the loss percentage there. Now I can simply say, since 20% is loss, always we have to take cost price as 100%. We discussed in the previous question, 20% is loss. So in terms of the cost price, I'm defining the selling price. It should be 80% of a certain cost price is 6,400. Got it? Now I should get a profit of 20% on the same cost price. My direct solution is 80% of the cost price is 6,400. Then 120% of the cost price is how much? Understood the logic here? If I go with 80% of the cost price is 6,400, 100% is how much? You would have got what is the physical cost price. But here I don't need the cost price. I can bypass the cost price by using the concept here, because in the first case they have given the selling price. Again they are asking for the second selling price to get 20% profit. Now 80% of the cost price is this much, 120% is how much, including 20% profit. My direct fraction is 120 by 80 into 6,400. Simplify this, you will get 9,600. All right. How fantastically we have done this one. Observe this method here. Now I have not taken the cost price. I did not find the cost price. Simply I bypass the cost price by using the concept there. Since selling price is this much, loss is this much, I have defined selling price in terms of the cost price with loss. 80% is this much on one cost price. 120% of the same cost price is how much? That is 9,600. We are going to use these methods for this entire chapter to save time in the examination. See this question also. Now they have given Kiran lost 20% by selling an article for 2800. What is the gain or loss percent if he sells it at 3605? Here also we will use the unitary method to bypass some steps there. You can get the answer directly. How did we do in the last question? We are going to apply the same shortcut here. See students, before applying the shortcut, first of all, you should understand the concept of this one. All right, how to go for this one? Kiran lost 20% by selling an article for 2800. Now, selling price 1. First selling price is 2800. In this transaction, he lost 20%. Now, the question is at what gain or loss percentage he will get, otherwise what is the gain or loss percent he will get if he sells this one at 3605. If the selling price, second selling price is 3605, now what should be the gain or loss percent? In the whole transaction, you see, whatever they have given here, how they have narrated, they have not given anything about the cost price. All right. But to solve this question in a conventional way, using this selling price and loss, you need to find out the cost price. Then after that, if that cost price is less than this 3605, in that transaction, there would be a profit. If the cost price is more than 3605, obviously there is a loss. Now you need to find out the cost price. That is according to the conventional method. But see friends, we are doing the questions, particularly the previous question you observe, we did the question with only one step. Now even this question can be solved in one step only. How is that one step? Now you see, selling price 2800, loss is 20%. Now define the selling price in terms of cost price by using this loss. How to go for that? Since 20% is loss, I can say 80% of the cost price is equal to 2800. All right. Now Simply with one step only, with one unitary method, I can solve the question. How is that? 2800 for selling price is nothing but 80% of the cost price. Then 3605 is what percent of the cost price is the question. Now very simply, now after solving this one here, 3605 divided by 2800 into 80%. Right now my answer will be in terms of percentage only, because 3605 is what percent of cost price. You'll get the figure here in terms of percentage. Very obviously, if this percentage is less than 100, if this percentage is less than 100, there is a loss. If this percentage is more than 100, there is a profit. You simplify this one, you will get 103. 103 means 103%. What do you mean by 103% here? Now 100% is equal to cost price. Over and above cost price, I got 3% more. Now here in this transaction, there is a profit of 3%. See friends, how simply we have done this question. Alright, with only one step. Now you need not find out the cost price in this case. Direct method. 2800 is 80% of the cost price since there is a loss. 3605 is what percent of the cost price? 103% of the cost price. Obviously, there is a profit of 3% there. This is the way to go for the questions. Now move on to other important models in profit and loss. Let's learn another very important concept in profit and loss. Now you see, they have given Rita purchases 11 articles for 10 rupees and sells 10 articles for 11 rupees. How much profit or loss does she make in this transaction? Now you see, this question also can be done in only one step. I'll give you simple shortcut in one step only. But before going for the shortcut, first of all, you should understand the concept in this one. Then anyway, we are going to solve the question with a simple shortcut. Now, what is the concept here? First of all, students, you tell me, in this transaction, is it a profit or loss? If you read it properly, understand it properly, immediately you can answer this. When she purchases 11 articles for 10, 11 for 10 and sells only 10 for 11, obviously there is a profit in this transaction. Yes or no? 11 articles, more articles for only 10 rupees, but selling less articles for more price. Obviously, there is a profit. Now, I need to find out what is the profit percentage. How much profit or loss means how much percentage profit actually, right? How much percentage profit or loss does she make in this transaction? Now, to go for finally, I need to go for the percentage. Now, I'm explaining you the concept. After that, we will go for a shortcut. Since they ask us to go for the percentage, I can start the question with any number we want, because finally the percentage is not going to be changed. Now, let us take an imaginary figure here. Since 11 articles for 10 rupees, 10 articles for 11 rupees. Let us take a figure of 110. What is this figure of 110? 110 means, let us imagine that Rita purchased 110 articles. Why 110 articles only? Why not 100? Because here 11 and 10, two numbers are there. It is better to take the LCM of these two. Now this is nothing but LCM of 10 and 11 to avoid the fractions, to make the concept easier for us, thereby saving some time. For that reason only, I'm taking LCM of these two. Otherwise, even if you start with 100 also, you can get it. Even one article also, you can get that one. But some fractions would be there. For that reason, I'm avoiding the fractions by taking LCM of these two. Imagine that she purchased 110 articles. Now find out with the first statement, you find out the cost price. With the second statement, you find out the selling price. If selling price is more than cost price, there is a profit. Otherwise, in the other way, there is a loss. Let us go for this one. They have given that she purchased 11 articles for 10 rupees. Here also I am using the unitary method. 11 articles for 10 rupees. Then 110 articles for how many rupees? Alright. Now cost price of 110 articles is 110 by 11 into 10. Obviously that is 100 rupees. This is a cost price of 110 articles is 100 rupees. One finding I got here. Remember this. All right. Next, second finding. What is the second one here? Let us take in this way. Use the second statement. How much profit or loss does she make in this transaction if she sells 10 articles at 11 rupees? Now, the second one I'm doing. If she sells 10 articles for 11 rupees, then 110 articles for how many rupees? Now I get the selling price of 110 articles. Now 110 by 10 into 11. Simplify this one, you will get 121. Now I found out the selling price of 110 articles is equal to 121 rupees. Remember this one also. Now compare these two. Cost price of 110 articles is 100. Selling price of 110 articles is 100. Now the number of articles is same. So I can conclude that cost price is 100 rupees. Selling price is 121 rupees. Obviously the profit is in this transaction 21 rupees. Now, since they ask us to find out what is the profit percentage, profit or loss percentage, since selling price is more than that of cost price, I found out this one to be profit 21 rupees. Now, to show that one in terms of the percentage, obviously net profit divided by cost price into 100. Obviously, I got a 21% profit in this transaction. Hope you understood this one. This is the conventional way to understand the concept in this one. You can take any figure you want here. To avoid the fractions, I've taken this one as 110. Or you can solve this question by taking one article also. What is that one? 11 articles are costing her 10 rupees. One article is costing how much? You get cost price of one article. Similarly, selling price of one article. Then go for the net profit and show that one in terms of the profit percentage. You get the same one. Percentage is not going to be changed. But you should never do this method in any competitive exam. Now I'll show you the simple method, a simple method to get the answer for this one within seconds. Let us move on to the shortcut for this one. Take a similar question now. In this case, you see a man purchases 15 articles for 16 rupees and sells 16 articles for 15 rupees. Very clearly, you can say less articles for more rupees and more articles for less rupees. When he bought less articles for more rupees, more for less, obviously we can say there is loss in this transaction. How much is the loss in terms of the percentage? How much percentage profit or loss does he make in this transaction? Now very simply, you do in the same way. How did we do in the previous question? First, 15 articles, you write as it is, how they have given, right? 15 articles for 16 rupees he bought. Then he sold 16 articles for 15 rupees. All right, go with the cross multiplication from here to here, then here to here. Now 16 into 16, that is cost price. Always remember, from here to here, take it as cost price. From here to here, take it as selling price. In every case, in every question, after writing this one in the same order how they have given. Now 16 16s, 256 is the cost price. Then 15 15s, selling price is 225. When cost price is more than selling price, there is a loss in this transaction. How much percentage loss? That should be net loss divided by cost price into 100. Let's go for the net loss here. That should be 256 minus 225, right? Divided by this one cost price 256. You need to go by the cost price into 100. All right. Now 16 16s, it is the cost price. 15 15, it is the selling price. Cost price is more than selling price. There is a loss in this transaction. How much is the loss here? That should be 256 minus 225. That is the net loss divided by cost price into 100. Then simplify the same. You will get around 12% for this one. Around 12%. Got the idea? Right? Always do this type of questions or similar questions in this model, because this shortcut is a very simple one. Actually, if you do not know this one, you cannot understand anything, right? Anyway, now we understood this one. In the previous question, I have explained you what is the fundamental of this by taking the LCM of these two. Now here we will do the questions directly with this shortcut. Not only for this question, this shortcut can be applicable for all the questions which are similar to this one. Some advanced questions. In some advanced questions also, for this part, we can use this shortcut. And you must be getting it out here. Here, the figures are same. Bought 15 for 16, sold 16 for 15. What if the numbers are changed? Even the numbers are changed also, the same rule will be applicable. See in the next question. Now see, in this question, the figures are different. A man purchases 10 articles for 30 rupees. All right. Then 15 articles he sold for 25 rupees. How much profit or loss percentage does he make in this transaction? Now simply do with the same shortcut here. 10 articles he purchased for 30 rupees. Then he sold 15 articles for 25 rupees. Go with the cross multiplication here, right? These two and again these two. 30 into 15. This will become the cost price. Remember, 30 into 15. And selling price would become 10 into 25. Now obviously this is 450 and this is 250. There is a huge loss in this transaction because cost price is more than that of selling price. Now here net loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. So that is 450 minus 250. Now there is a loss of 200. How to find out the loss percentage? You know it very well. Now net loss 200 divided by cost price, that is 450 into 100. Just do this one. This is, if it is 200 by 400, it would be half. Half means 50%. It is more here, means this is less than 50%. Just simplify this. You will get it around between 44 and 45 you get. I'm taking this one as 44% is the loss in this transaction. All right. These are all simple questions. Now you use this technique to go for questions like this. Okay. Now move on to the next question. Start another question here. Here again, this question is extension, a little extension of the previous two questions. Now here they have given A sells 16 articles for the same money as he paid for 20. Now what is his gain percent is the question. Now see friends, we had enough questions on this one now, the basics. Think it over, just forget about this gain percent. Just go for this situation. A sells 16 articles for the same money as he paid for 20. Pause the video and think it over. whether is there any profit or loss in this transaction. Easily you can sense that there is a profit. How can we sense this one? When A sells 16 articles for the same money he paid for 20. The very meaning of this one is whatever he paid for purchasing, buying 20 articles, he is recovering the money by selling only 16 articles. Yes or no? Whatever he paid for purchasing 20 articles, he is recovering the money only by selling 16 articles. Means in this transaction, there is a profit. Actually, this question can be done in one step only. Done with the one step only. I'll tell you that one. But before that, let us solve this question with the concept. What is this one? Selling price of 16 articles is equal to cost price of 20 articles. This one. All right. We can solve this question with the method we used for the previous two questions. How is that? Selling price of 16 articles. I'm taking selling price of 16 articles as 1 rupee. Just 1 rupee. Because this figure is very convenient for us. When selling price of 16 articles is 1 rupee, according to the statement, cost price of 20 articles should also be equal to 1 rupee. Yes or no? Now I can equalize in this way. Cost price of 20 articles is equal to 1 rupee. Now selling price of 16 articles should be equal to 1 rupee. Right? We go with the cross multiplication. Always start from here to here. First the purchase price here, then sales price. From here to here multiplication, then here to here multiplication. 16 into 116, cost price is 16 rupees according to this shortcut. Then selling price should be 20 rupees. Since selling price is more than that of cost price, there is profit in this transaction. What is the profit percentage? Now profit percentage is a net profit 20 minus 16 divided by cost price 16 into 100. Now this is 4 by 16 times 100. That is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is nothing but 25%. Hope you got the idea, right? This is the fundamental actually. Then why can't we do this question with one step only? Think it over, friends. We can do this question in one step only. What is that one? When he sells 16 articles for the same money as he paid for 20. Just now I have explained you in the beginning of the question. He is recovering the cost of 20 articles only by selling 16 articles there. So there is a profit. Means every time he is doing this one, he is gaining the cost which is equal to 4 articles. 20 minus 16. Every time he is gaining the cost of 4 articles by selling 16 articles. What is the percentage of profit? So every time he is gaining cost of 4 articles on selling 16 articles. All right. Now profit percentage is 4 out of 16 into 100. See, this is one and all. This one and this one. Finally, this is same. Now it is 25%. You have to go for the questions in this way. I suggest you this method. Right. After learning this method, observe this one. Right. So now my idea is to inculcate the logic in you. This is the logic. On selling every 20 articles, he is gaining the cost which is equal to, means on selling every 16 articles, not 20. On selling every 16 articles, he is gaining the cost price of 4 articles. 4 out of 16. My answer is 25%. Hope you got the idea. Move on to the next model questions here. See, this is another model, should be learned by the learners who are learning the basics. The first one here is that A sells an article to B at a profit of 20% and B sells it to C at a profit of 25%. If C pays 225 for it, what was the cost price of A? See, this is simple extension of percentages chapter. We have done many questions in percentage. See, I'm going to use directly the unitary method for this one. There is no need to take something as X or Y. Since they have given at the end C pays 225, we should focus on this while going for the unitary method. Now, first take any imaginary figure. A sells an article to B at a profit of 20%. Now take cost price of A. A's cost price. Let us take 100 rupees. A paid 100 rupees for this, right? Then he sold it to B at a profit of 20%. Then B's cost price should be on 100 rupees. A took 20% profit and sold to B at the same price. So into 120 by 100. And needless to say this one, you know this, right? So that is equal to 120. Now, in turn, B sells that one to C at a profit of again 25%. Now, C should purchase that one at a price which is equal to 120 into, after taking 25% profit by B, into 125 by 100. Simplify this, you will get 150. Alright. Finally, C paid 150 for this one according to the given figures in the question only. Now the question finally, actually, if C pays 225 for that, what was the cost price for A? Now simply, I should go for unitary method in this way. If C pays 150 for that, 150, then A's cost price was 100 rupees. Then A's CP was 100 rupees. Now, if C pays 225 rupees, this is given in the question, then what should be the cost price of A? Now, A's cost price should be 225 divided by 150 into 100. Hope you got the idea, right? First, I started with the imaginary figure. A paid 100, then B's cost price is 120 and C's cost price is 150. If C pays 150, what is the cost price of A? Obviously, 150 is equal to 100, means if C pays, A's cost price 100, then if C pays 225, what is the cost price of A? You need to proceed in this way. After simplifying this one, you will get 150 for that. What do you mean by this 150? A's actual price is 150. Then after all these iterations, C's cost price should be 225. We have to go in this way. Now similarly, try the second question also. First you try this question. After that, again you start the video. First you try this question. Then we will go for the, I'll go for the explanation of that. Start in the same way. A sells an article to B at a profit, first time profit of 30%, and B sells it to C at a loss. Now it is loss of 20%. Then if C pays 520, now see, this is the given one. C pays 520. Then at what price did A buy for that? Buy that is the question. Now you see, here I'm taking in this way. Cost price of A I'm taking as 100. Then obviously A sold that one to B at a profit of 30%. Now B should buy it at a profit of, means A, after taking profit of 30% on 100, A sold that one to B, so B's cost price is 100 into 130 by 100. Now B's cost price is 130. Then B sold that one to C at a loss of 20%. Now for C, this one B incurred a loss of 20%. So B should sell that one to C at a price. The price will become selling price for B and cost price for C. C paid 130 into B incurred a loss of 20% into 80 by 100. Remember. Alright. Now you will get 13 8s 104. C's cost price is 104. Of course, B's selling price is also 104. Now the question is, if C pays 520, at what price did A buy? Now the unitary equation is, if C pays 104, then cost price of A is equal to 100 rupees. Then in the given question, actually they have given 520. If C pays 520, what should be the cost price of A? Now simply this is 520 upon this is 104 into 100. 104 5 times is 520, then my answer is going to be 500 is the right answer. Now A's cost price is 500, only then after getting a profit of 30%, he can sell that one to B, and after incurring a loss of 20%, B sold that one to C at a price of 520 when A's cost price was 500. This is how we need to go for the questions. Now let's go for one step method for this. Simple one. You just write it down how they give. They have given in this way 11 articles for 10 rupees. Then sold 10 articles for 11 rupees. Alright. Go by simply the cross multiplication and this way. And this way. Now this is 10 into 10. Start from here. 10 into 10. That is 100 rupees. Always remember from here to here to go from that. 10 into 10, that is 100. Take this one as cost price in every case. Now it is 11 into 11 from here to here, and this one 11 into 11, that is selling price. To take it as 121. Now since selling price is more than cost price, here profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Now in this case, profit is 21. In terms of the percentage, always that is upon 100. 100 in the sense cost price here. Always that is upon cost price. Now here the percentage is 21 by 100 into 100. We should get this one as 21% profit is the right answer. How simply we have done this one, you see. With only one step we have done the question. Now let us move on to other question.